culture of advanced beings that arrived here on this planet. And I do believe that the reason why we have mixed races is because each race of people were genetically modified or genetically tinkered with to be branded. In the Bible, you find out that Cain was kicked out of the Garden of Eden. And he's asking God, he's going, God who's actually really Enlil in the Bible. He said, God who's actually really Enlil in the Bible. He's saying, the people out there are going to kill me. Well, there shouldn't even be people out. What people? There shouldn't be people out there. Who's out there? There's millions of people that are already on the planet. But why would they kill you? Because he says, don't worry, I'm going to put a mark on you. So then God puts a mark on Cain so that the people out there will recognize, oh, this is his boy, this is Enlil's boy, Yahweh. This is Yahweh's, well, we ain't going to mess with him. So he genetically put a mark on him so people would know. And he said, when you get out there, don't worry, you're going to find your wife and you'll build this whole civilization called the Canaanites. But so again, evidence of someone stepping in and genetically tinkering with us to give us this particular look so that people would know, oh, that's his group, or that's his group, or that's her group. Don't touch them. And in some cases, in some areas that I've read, it could be 100,000 years old, 200,000 years old. But that, for me, matches also against some of the ancient Sumerian tablets referencing a time frame of around 400. So this is really super, super duper ancient information. And when you begin to analyze some of the tablets, the Sumerian, you begin to realize that these people that they were calling they call them the savants, the heroes of old, the savants. They were different looking people. In other words, they look like different races of people. And I was like, man, this is pretty incredible. Not only do they look like different races based on the descriptions of them, but then they all went around the planet and duplicated civilizations or built civilizations. And that's when I started getting the idea, like let me research the genetics of the human being and find out why are we different races? Because we should all be the same race. Right. And then I found that there was a 2% variance in genetic material between races of people. And even modern day geneticists say for that to happen in only 200,000 years is impossible. It should have taken millions of years to get black, white, Hispanic, blah, 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 all these different races, you know. And so Asian. And so what they realized was that this is an artificial mutation. I go back to the tablets again, my reference point, and I realized that the reason why we have different races of people is because these beings were different races. Even one married one from a different planet. So what they did was they ruled over, let's say in India, a particular region of the planet, and they would genetically brand us to mark us. This shows up again in the Bible. So we're genetically branded. Black people are not black. I'm not dark brown because my ancestors worked in the sun. That's stupid. Laughed. But I found out it's not because of that. It's because it's a genetic brand. Caucasian, genetic brand. We found the genetic brand, according to the text, the first Caucasians came out of the Caucasus Mountains, right? That's over there by Russia. So we're talking about this genetic branding that occurred, and the Indians, they had a genetic branding as well. That's why those people look in a particular way. The Asians, the same thing. It's pretty interesting. So this genetic branding occurred, but these beings also had some blue people, and they also had recorded blue people in Egypt. All right, so all of a sudden you see these different colored people. And Osiris was green, Ra, not Amun-Ra, but Ra was blue. And then you have the Indian beings, the Indian gods that were also blue, right? And so it's this crazy thing. And the deeper you look, you realize, man, these were a multi-racial group of beings that came to this planet. They were all hominids, though. That in some way had made a pact to do a breakaway civilization on Earth. And they worked and colluded together for some time before all these crazy wars broke out. Probably the second or third generation, greed, quest for power, and all that kind of crept in. Because initially it was peace and tranquility, and then all of a sudden everything went to pot. So at some point, that's what happened.